We're following several big stories related to the pandemic tonight, including an extension of Indiana's statewide mask mandate. It is now in place through at least September 25th, plus election security, what the state is planning to make sure it can process a huge surge in absentee ballots. Good evening, everyone. I'm Brooke Martin.
And I'm Phil Sanchez. We begin tonight with that mask mandate and other coronavirus-related restrictions. Governor Eric Holcomb announcing today that he was keeping the mask mandate in place for another 30 days. Holcomb is also extending the state's limits on crowd sizes for restaurants, bars, and public events. Those orders were all set to expire tonight. Holcomb says that he's pleased the number of cases have been holding steady, and he doesn't want to see them going up again.
We just have to deal with reality. And the sooner we deal with reality, all of us, all 92 counties, then the sooner the state of Indiana will bend that positivity rate down.
Meanwhile, a statement from the Indiana Attorney General Curtis Hill says the mask mandate is no more enforceable today than the day it was first issued. All right, we want to take a look now at the latest coronavirus numbers from the state. Health officials confirm 18 more deaths. They happened between June 25th and August 25th. 3,041 Hoosier deaths are now linked to the pandemic, and there are now 971 new cases here in Indiana. 89,359 people have now been diagnosed.
Meanwhile, even with the pandemic, the procedures for the November election will go on as it has for years past for Hoosier voters. Wish TV's Dan Klein joins us now live. And Dan, officials say just being afraid of the coronavirus isn't enough to get an absentee ballot.
Yeah, election officials say they have to be truly quarantined to qualify for that medical exception. That means no trips to the grocery store or other errands. Otherwise, they say there are other options for voters who are worried about those long lines.
I want to make it clear that we are going forward with a normal election process here in Indiana.
That's the message from Secretary of State Connie Lawson Wednesday. Pandemic or no pandemic, the rules still apply. In Indiana, there are 11 legal reasons to request an absentee by mail ballot. For example, if you're going to be out of town on Election Day or over the age of 65.
Well, if you get a application to vote absentee, it's really up to the voter to decide which one of those reasons applies to you, the voter.
And while medical confinement is a legal reason for either injury or an illness, the fear of the coronavirus is not.
But if you're still going to the grocery store and running other errands, you're not confined to your home.
If you do plan to vote absentee by mail, Lawson says request your ballot at least 15 days in advance and return it at least 7 days in advance of Election Day to make sure it's counted. Her office is working with the Postal Service to make sure the distinctive envelopes are prioritized coming or going. But if you don't qualify for mailing your ballot and are worried about long lines, Lawson advises people to vote early in person.
Indiana has one of the longest early voting periods in the country.
That's because it opens 28 days before Election Day. This year, that means October 6th. For most counties, it will be at the clerk's office, but some places offer additional locations.
My advice again would be, if you're worried about getting caught in a long line on Election Day, vote closer to that October the 6th opening of early voting rather than waiting till the close of early voting, which is on noon, November the 2nd.
There's expected to be an unprecedented amount of absentee ballots. Take a listen to these numbers. Connie Lawson expects about 1.5 million Hoosiers to vote absentee in the mail this year. There's already been 99,000 requests made statewide. Compare that to 2016 when there were just 53,000 requests made. So with 10 weeks to go, that number already almost doubled. Reporting live in Indianapolis, Dan Klein, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and be sure to follow us on Facebook.